Another week, another weekly reset. This is the weekly reset where we go over Nightwave, Teshin, so on, so forth for the week. And I would like to mention, first of all, time codes in the description below if you want to skip to a certain section. But also, thank you guys that support the channels and channels. I have multiple channels. That's why I mentioned that. Just to you guys watching and sharing and all that jazz really support the channel, and I appreciate quite a bit about it. Let's begin with Nightwave, shall we? Okay, so we have this. Look for Archon treasures for Maru in Maru's Bazaar. Honestly, I don't remember this being an act. Or rather, yeah, an act, but it what it is, I guess. Complete 3 scans for Cephalon Samaris. This also counts if you're close enough to, if you're on public matchmaking, if you're close enough to their scans, it also will count. For that, win 3 wagers in a row without letting the enemy score in one match of the index. Defeat the Oilworm in Steel Path. Kill 30 XMS. Complete 15 missions. And kill 500 enemies. That is the thing for these acts. Now let's, of course, go to the credit offerings, of course, and we see, I like hovering over these just so you guys can actually sort of see them. Now, there isn't any auras here of note in my opinion, but if you guys catch them all, you guys catch them all, am I right? And then we have alternate helmets and alternate weapon skins, and of course these are fully built catalyst and reactors. So once you buy them, it's not just a blueprint you're buying the fully built stuff. Now, let's see what our good buddy Teshin has to offer for the week. A shotgun ribbon mod. Okay. That is what he had to offer. And really can't say much more about that. You can buy relic packs, I suppose, from him. He had refreshed those, so that's fine. In case you guys don't know, you can only purchase 25 from him per week. That's why I said refreshed like that. Now on to the circuit. We can choose between Valkyr, Oberon, Necros. I personally probably choose Oberon if I was you guys, or Necros, so you can get a hit syndicate mod, but I'm choosing Valkyr because of course I'm going to choose Valkyr. I mean, come on. So yeah, then we have Eternal War, which is interesting. I thought they would pick the Hysteria mod for sure, but okay, that's perfectly fine and dandy. Now, Incarnon adapters. Now, if you happen to own all of these adapters already, you can go over here and pick up some of these options, which I like to pick because, just in case I actually do these missions, I like to actually be able to just go in if I want to do the Steel Path. Archon Hunt. This week is this Archon, and this is the Archon shard you will get if you complete all 3 parts of the hunt. Now this is the percentage that this will be tau for. It starts at 20%, goes up by 20% If you didn't get the previous rotation of this shard, it goes to 20%. If you do, basically this is the percentage. It will be a Tau 4 Archon shard versus a normal Archon shard. But don't worry, you are guaranteed at least a normal Archon shard. Then we have Sabotage, Interception, and Showdown. Showdown is basically an assassination that may or may not count as an assassination mission. It's actually a bit wibbly wobbly as far as when it does and doesn't. Now we're in the Sanctum, and we are going to none other than Bird 3. Shiny treasures, and look, there's a cheeky little Archon shard there for you to pick up if you so wish. But wait, there's more. We can go over here to Necroloid, and these are for each individual challenge person. These are the whole challenges in general that you can pick for yourself. Don't worry, they won't affect your teammates, only you. And then these are the missions. This is public matchmaking, so you can do it. You can do the Deep Archimedea at your own leisure or with other people. But speaking of Archimedea, there's a Temporal Archimedea. I may or may not always cover this one in the future, but its design template is around the same, pick different frames and whatnot. And then, of course, pick these and and these are the missions. You don't really get to pick them, but it is public matchmaking, so you should, in theory, be able to do it with other people just fine. And yeah, hopefully this has helped you in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.